Alright, this is going to be a review of the Shroud G303 wireless edition. And to start off, everybody knows this at this point, $130 just to start off. It is in the Shroud lineup of products, and we will get into that in a second. And there are many, many differences from the old G303, so it's not just a copy and paste wireless. So in the box, you get your Shroud logo and everything, and then you get the specs and everything on the back. 75 grams, Hero 25K sensor, and then blah, 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 blah. Light speed, blah, blah. So the specs of the mouse are Omron 20Ms tensioned, new optical scroll wheel, which we'll get into, and Hero sensor. No issues with the Hero sensor, obviously. No double clicking issues, no issues I've run into at all. But we'll get into a sound test right away because, yeah, you'll see. Right and left click. Side buttons. Scroll wheel. Rattle test. Alright, so what you're hearing the rattle coming from is the tensioning system in the clicks. They are tensioned, and the scroll wheel just isn't very, scroll wheel just rattles. So we'll start off with the clicks. The right and left click are no pre or post travel at all. These things are tensioned perfectly. It does suck that they're Omron 20Ms because they do feel so good. This is probably as good as you're going to get 20Ms to feel. No pre or post travel. They are instant. And they feel consistent all the way through. My right one does have more post travel and does feel a little bit less crispy, but it's not an issue. Side buttons, my back side button does feel a little bit dull, and I don't like the position of them at all. But they're solid. They're light, they're crispy, no post or pre-travel concerns, which is crazy with Logitech. Usually their side buttons are garbage. Sorry about the lighting too, it's dark. I live in a winter state, not much I can do. Scroll wheel. It's an optical scroll wheel. You can lube it to make it more silent and feel better. I'm not gonna do that to my scroll wheel. It just doesn't feel good to me at all. It doesn't sound good. It vibrates when I hit it down on like a box or something, or even my mouse pad. It vibrates. Something in the mouse feels like it's vibrating, and I can feel it through the shell. Also, the click is a little bit hollow and pingy. So is the scroll. But I mean, it performs fine in game. And I don't like the coating. It's just this rubber like coating. And there is a little indicator right here for your battery, and you do get a DPI button right here, which you can program to whatever. And you have an on and off button, and you have your PTFE feet, which are garbage, just replace them, and G303 Shroud Edition on the bottom. And there's no wobble concerns at all. There are finger grooves, but they're minor, but they're very comfortable. And the coating is normal Logitech coating, feels fine. Now, let's talk about this, where you keep the USB thing. Why did they put it in the back? I have no idea. Happily, you can take it out, but there is still just this battery sitting in the back. Adds weight, makes it really back heavy. You take this out, takes out about 2 grams, but you still have that battery back there in the back, or that, the magnet, sorry. Makes it back heavy. They literally could have just put it right here, but they didn't. I don't know why, and that does really suck. But you can take the butt plug out, and yeah, but you do have like this hole in the back. Coating does pick up a lot, but obviously the coating feels fine, as I said, and the sides are translucent, which is where Shroud places fingers, as you notice the little dots here. Shroud places his fingers in those positions, and it does have it on the other sides too. He claw grips, and there's no creaking issues with this mouse. There shouldn't be with a 75-gram mouse. The feet, as I said, just replace them. They're horrible. Now let's get on to the shape. So the shape is bigger than the original G303. The back is less aggressive. He did say that him and Logitech made it less aggressive for more people to like. It is still a very niche shape, still holds the same characteristics as the old G303, but it's bigger in every dimension. It's longer, by I think like 5 millimeters. It's wider. I'm not sure by how much, but I'm pretty sure it is a decent amount. And the back is more rounded off and wider. Now, a lot of people are mad at this. I'm not, because for one, Shroud is the person that even made the G303 relevant again, and he's the one to push for this thing to be wireless. He said he would nag people at Logitech constantly that they need to refresh this wireless, and yeah, so they did it. This has been in the works for 2 years. And he's really the famous one for using this, and it's in his product lineup, so he made it for his hand. It still holds the same characteristics as the old G303, still primary claw grip mouse, very niche shape, a very aggressive shape. So yeah, I'll give you a little, here's the FK2. As you can see here, here's the differences. Not a small mouse by any means. Definitely a medium-sized mouse. But, I mean, it is a nice mouse, honestly. I mean, there's not really much to say besides they made the shape bigger. And for $130, what you're paying for is $30 of Shroud tax, really. This should be a $99.99 mouse. For 75 grams, for most people, that's going to be perfectly fine. So you shouldn't have an issue with it being 75 grams. You most likely won't. Just with other mice competing right now, I don't know how much of a smart buy that would be when there are better mice coming out for $100, $70, stuff like that. But I mean, if you're a G303 fanboy or a Shroud fanboy, go for it. I mean, it's a perfectly fine mouse. Probably fits into like the B or an A tier. And there's no glaring holes, really. I mean, yeah, it's a solid mouse. The battery is probably going to be one of the longest on the market. It's amazing, but I still think the Superlight is a better mouse than this, in my opinion. That's really it, and you can buy a Superlight for like 120. Or, I mean, if you want to buy one off like Mouse Market or eBay or something, you can find it for low as like 80, 85. So, that's really it. I mean, if you're a G303 fanboy, Shroud fanboy, go for it. But I mean, if you're looking for a new main mouse, this wouldn't really be my recommendation. That's gonna be this video. Sorry to hear the dogs barking. Peace. Follow on my socials, like and sub. Yeah.